What's up, guys? So just hours after Francis Ngannou announced his historic deal with the PFL, probably one of the biggest deals in MMA history, Dana White quickly went on live stream and started announcing some major fights for the UFC. Starting off with UFC 291, he announced Justin Gaethje will be rematching against Dustin Poirier. It'll be for the BMF belt now that Jorge Masvidal is retired. And then the co-main for UFC 291 will be Pereira making his debut at light heavyweight against Jan Blachowicz. The card is just absolutely stacked. We also got Tony Ferguson facing off against Bobby Green. Paulo Costa is making his return. Stephen Thompson versus Michael Pereira. Derek Lewis is on the card. You got Michael Chiesa and Kevin Holland. So absolutely stacked. And then on top of that, he announced UFC 292 with Sterling versus O'Malley as the headliner for that one. And then he got Zhang Weili making her title defense debut against Amanda Lemos. So let me know if you guys think it was just a coincidence of Dana White announcing all these fights right after Francis announced his historic deal, or if he was trying to take some of that shine away from him. Next up, we got a quick update on Jon Jones and Francis Ngannou. So Jon tweeted back at Francis, who in a recent interview, Francis said that everybody knows he's the baddest man on the planet. Jon responded saying, calling yourself the baddest man on the planet from across the street, who does that? Francis responded to him saying, then cross the street. Obviously, they're kind of hinting at being in different organizations at this point and the fight probably never coming together between them. Next up, we got some news on the UFC and WWE mergers. So now they're planning to name the new company, the merged company. It's going to be called TKO, and they're also planning to go public on the New York Stock Exchange. They're targeting to have a valuation of over $20 billion. So obviously, the UFC and WWE will keep their names. They'll just be sister companies of this parent company that'll be called TKO Group Holdings. For our last update, we just got Francis Ngannou responding to all his critics saying that he shouldn't have left the UFC. There was a lot of fighters even saying that he shouldn't have left, including Conor McGregor. So here's what he responded with. It wasn't hard to ignore the criticism because I knew what I was working on. I knew I had the best deal. I knew they were just talking out of ignorance. They didn't know what was going on. I was just reacting to general speculation. When you're doing stuff that people don't understand your vision or where you're coming from and where you're going, it's hard for people. They're questioning if you are wrong or if it's the right thing. They don't have all the ups and downs of the situation. They're not in your shoes. So unless you explain to them, they will not know. There will always be speculation, a lot of doubt. So those are all the updates we got for today. If you guys want quick MMA news like this, make sure to follow along. Hope to see you guys.